Good morning. I hope you all are having an extraordinary morning and looking forward to an even better day. So, I wanted to, well, I didn't want to, I had to. So, the testimony is such that God is just so amazing. If you just literally trust Him, rest in Him, and wait on Him, He will move in ways that you don't see coming. So that's the testimony. The story behind it is I did a video yesterday. I was at my wit's end. I was in a rotten mood. My body was in so much pain that I couldn't think straight. And I was talking about the fact that when I first started doing these videos, they were very authentic. If I couldn't get out the bed, I did the video in the bed. If I couldn't do this, I did it like that. But I let all this background noise get in to my head about, why are you exposing yourself to people like this? And it's not their business and this, and this, when I knew for a fact that it was Holy Spirit driven, and that if other people hadn't been vulnerable enough to share their stories with me, to encourage and inspire me, I don't know what I would have done. So I was sitting in disobedience until I felt the right time was to do these videos. And I was talking about that, and in the middle, pretty much of the video, fatigue just came over me, and then I never posted it. So fast forward to yesterday. So I must have done the video the day before. Yesterday, my phone rang like it was a switchboard. And it was all about health care issues that my providers had gotten wrong. Medicines that had the wrong dosages. Orders called in for medical equipment that was wrong. And it was all day long. And the phone just rang and rang and rang. And there was a point where I just tapped out. And I did it on the phone with the woman who was talking to me about medical equipment. She called to tell me that my insurance company wouldn't pay for a piece of equipment I need. And I said, what do you mean? And she said, well, you got one of these last year. And I was like, no, I didn't. And she told me what the order was. And I said, you know what? I'm done. I'm out. I'm tapping out. I said, I thank you for your call. I will get back to you. But I'm tapped out. I can't do it again. That's not the right order. And I can't manage it today. Or tomorrow. Or the next day. I said, but I appreciate your call. And I hung up. And I went to bed. 5 minutes ago, I get a call from the same young lady. And my first thought was, oh, come on. It's still early. I haven't even had a chance to correct the issue. And she says, well, I just want you to know that I got the right order for what you need. And your copay is not $214. It's $19. And I just started laughing. And I was like, first, please allow me to apologize to you. She said, don't. She said, I think you had it yesterday. And she said, and I asked her, I said, well, I didn't even get a chance to call to correct anything. She said, no, I did it for you. She said, I had a feeling you just wasn't going to do it. I was like, I was not. I can't. She said, listen, I understood the assignment and I took care of it. So we're good. You're going to get what you need. And I was so grateful, and I thanked her. But I just wanted to jump on and say, there are some times when you feel like you tapping out. God doesn't ever tap out on us. He never says, well, she's not going to do anything. I'm not going to do anything. That's not how he works. His grace is unending. The bounty, the favor, the people he puts in place for you, the things that he does when you are just unable to do anymore is amazing. And I don't know who this is for. That's not my business. That's God's business. May He get the glory. But yeah, that's my early morning testimony. That when you are tapped out, God is still moving and still working on your behalf and can do what you couldn't have done in the first place. So with that, I will I pray that you will have a wondrous day. Do something kind for somebody. Don't tell anybody about it. Pay it forward if somebody did something for you. And just watch the blessings roll in. I love you guys. No strings attached.